All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakodash. Second of all, I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And third of all, I want to give a peace and safety to the hopeful elect out there, the brothers that push the truth of the King James Bible, and all truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. So I just want to do a short lesson of how alone the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai allows it to go. And I want to name the video, The Grinding Shall Cease. And that's paraphrasing from Ecclesiastes 12th chapter. All right, which I'm gonna read here in a second. But the Lord wills, brothers can see on the screen. I have this article here from the Zero Hedge, and it was put up yesterday, and it says half of companies planning layoffs or hiring freeze. All right, so a lot of these big box stores and these small businesses as well. All right, are planning on firing a lot of people. All right, and cease from hiring people. All right, which like a few months ago, you had everywhere you went, you see now hiring, now hiring, now hiring. But now you really don't see it as much. All right. So let me just go ahead and read the article. It says a concerning survey of 700 U.S. executives revealed that half of them are either actively reducing headcount or planning to, while 52% have impending hiring freezes. Right. Again, a few months ago, you could quit a job and get a job the next day. Not so much now. All right. Because these businesses ain't doing so well. All right. They're talking about they're reducing headcount. What does that mean? That's code word for firing people, man. And the Lord said that there should be no work for Egypt. All right, so the unemployment number is going to go through the roof. The survey conducted last month by consecutive consultants like PwC also found that more than 40% of executives are declining job offers, while similar amounts are reducing or eliminating sign-on bonuses that were on the rage amid the tightening job market just months ago. Right, you really don't see that anymore either. They were trying to give you $1,000, $2,000, $1,500 just for a sign-on bonus. All that's going right out the window, man. All right. On the bright side, 2/3 of companies are boosting pay or expanding mental health benefits, and 70% are planning to make remote work optional permit. Though at the same time, 61% said they're requiring staff to be on site more often, which can happen at the same time depending on the job. Roles that don't require much in-person collaboration could go remote for good, while other staffers could be required to go back to their desk a few times a week. Firms are planning. Matter of fact, let me skip down about Walmart and all that. It says U.S. job growth. It says U.S. job growth last month blew past economists' estimation, while Labor Department data Thursday Thursday showed a drop in applications for unemployment insurance, suggesting demands of workers remaining healthy, but layoffs and hiring freezes also are becoming more widespread. There you go. But layoffs, which means people are getting fired, and hiring freezes, meaning people are applying for these jobs, but the company don't want to hire them because they don't know if they're going to be operating. They probably can't afford to really. Well, they can't afford to pay all those people. All right, a lot of these companies, just a lot of them are going under. If you got Walmart and Target, big box stores talking about how they're feeling it in their pocket, all right, how well are these other companies doing? Not so good. Freezes also are becoming more widespread and now just overheated tech startups that grow too fast. Oracle Corp, Walmart Inc., and Apple Inc. are among the biggest employees that have announced cutbacks in recent weeks, Bloomberg said. All right, so them big names there, especially Walmart and Apple. Everybody has an iPhone. Everybody loves iPhones, and everybody shops at Walmart pretty much. All right, due to the cheap prices. So they're talking about decreasing headcount, meaning firing people, or freeze applications, stop hiring people. With fewer employees in office, some organizations are looking to save on overhead, with more than 20% of those polled saying they plan to decrease their investments in real estate. Conservatively, 31% said they were boosting property investments. Right, so things ain't looking so good for America, man. All right, people were looking and hoping, yeah, the pandemic, they're lightening up on the restrictions and all that. People thought that, basically, like Scripture say, they thought they was in good case. Speak about the people thinking they're in good case. All right, like Scripture say, in the clear second Ezra, victory will be so good, cheap upon the earth. They should think themselves to be in good case, but not so much anymore. Food is going through the roof now. Victory was, which are foods, is food is going through the roof. All right. The scriptures also speak about peace and safety, and then sudden destruction coming upon them as they prevail upon a woman with child, and they should not escape. All right, the time for peace and safety is about up. All right, people ain't working. People can't afford. When people can't work, they can't afford things, and you need food and water. You got to pay for food and water. All right. So what happens when they ain't working and they need to eat or they need something else? Might need diapers for their baby or whatever, or baby formula or whatever. All right, or something else. Women need pad, whatever. Whatever you need, and you can't get it because you can't afford it. You don't have a job to cut back on your hours. What are people going to do? They're going to turn to crime. All right, they're going to turn to crime. Let's get this first. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. All right, national debt is $30 trillion. They lying about the unemployment numbers. Jobs are starting to they lie about the unemployment numbers. Yeah. Now these big companies, right along with these small businesses, don't want to hire anybody, or they're starting to fire people, trying to save a buck. All right, so Babylon's going down the toilet, man. There's no fixing this place, man. People were getting hoping when the pandemic restrictions got laid off, and yeah, people going back to work. Nah, all right. Like they were calling it the new normal. This is the new normal. All right. You starving, you eating bugs. All right. Not eating meat. They're gonna say meat is a treat. It's not a it's not an everyday thing. This is what's coming. This is the new with the so-called Esau's new world order, man. All right, that Agenda 30 thing. All right, this is the new world, man. The new what you call it? The what do you call it? It's like I just said it. So like yeah, basically the new way here in America. All right. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us go, everyone, into their own country. For her judgments reach unto the heavens and is lifted up to the skies. Right, you get $30 trillion of debt. They lie about the unemployment numbers is really way higher. Companies ain't hiring nobody anymore, or thinking about who they want to hire. All right, they're getting rid of people. Big stores like Walmart and Target are having trouble moving things like TVs and things like that because everybody's got to spend their money on gas and food. All right, so what they're doing, what they're having is a overstock of inventory. Nobody ain't thinking about buying a TV and nothing like that because people are broke. When everything first went down, these jobs were giving out bonuses, they were giving out stimulus checks, but they cut that off. All right, now look, now people are starving, man. People are parked at gas stations begging for gas because they don't have money to pay for gas. All right, but they thought everything's gonna go back to normal, man. Nah, yeah, the new normal. This is the new normal. All right. Uh, again, nobody ain't got no job. People are gonna starve, man, and then people are gonna turn to crime. This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which America is spiritual Egypt, which the head nor the tail or breast or rush or brush branch like a branch or rush may do. All right. So the Lord said there's not going to be no work for Egypt, man. And all of these companies are starting to feel the pain, and they're cutting people off. They're firing people. They're cutting people off. All right. A lot of people they just can't afford to keep people, and a lot of people also because a lot of these places out there, a lot of people lost their jobs due to the mandates. All right, so just looking bad for Babylon the Great, man. And things ain't gonna get no better, man. They're only gonna get worse. All right, like started with the elders and apostles, a great millstone through the spirit and power of Yahweh I've been saying things are only gonna get worse. Things ain't gonna get better. All right. Scripture say again, we open up with Jeremiah 51 and 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. No healing this place, man. Can't pay off that debt. All right. Inflation isn't going to stop. What are you going to do? You going to burn up all that? What are you going to do with all that money you printed? They said that they printed more money. What is it? In the last 3 years, than they printed in I think like over 20 years or something like that. And that's why the inflation is. That's why everything's going up due to the inflation. When you print a whole bunch of money, that's what causes inflation. The value of the dollar goes down and the prices in the store goes up. And they printed so much money in the last 3 years, it's destroying the economy. All right, which was all by design anyway, to bring in the next system, money system, which will be a digital system, which is the microchip technology in your hands or in your head to buy and sell things. The new digital, as they say, digital currency. That's going to be the end game for the digital currency. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now that I created in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. Right, and a lot of you niggas out there ain't doing that, man. All right, when all this stuff went down, all right, and Esau was giving out all those. Well, at first you were, but then when Esau started giving out all those goodies, you went right back to the BS you was on before all the pandemic and things went down. And now the Most High is really about to make you feel it, man. All right, when you ain't got no job, your kids are starving, you're starving. All right, come not know the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves. Right, the keepers of the house, which are owning these businesses, the stock market, they're trembling right now. All right, because their profits are down. And a lot of them are about to just sell off and head for the hills, run for the hills. All right. Ain't no more money to be made here in America, man. And why a lot of these companies, again, about to just shut down. Why a lot of these companies are just shutting down. All right. And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinding cease, because they are few, and those that look out the window be darkened. Right. The grinding cease. All right. Grinding meaning working. Again, either people don't want to work, they're being laid off, or the companies are beginning to stop hiring people. All right. Verse 4, and the doors should be shut in the streets, right? Because the businesses are going to be closed down. More of them are going to be closed down. Like when the pandemic first kicked off, a lot of businesses got shut down, a lot of restaurants and all of that. All right, the doors should be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. All right, which is about to really be. All right, which really it kind of already is, because again, they lie about the unemployment numbers, man. All right, but the grinding is about to be super low, meaning a lot of people ain't going to be working. And again, that's when people turn to crime. And ye shall rise up, the voice of the birds, and all daughters of music shall be brought low. We ain't even got to go over how terrible the music is. But this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15. And that's another sign to show we're in the last days. How terrible the music is too, by the way. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people should stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Right, violence in the streets. The streets here in America are about to become so violent, man. You can't imagine it, man. All right, when these people, no McDonald's to go to, no Burger King, no Wendy's. All right, no Chinese restaurants, no Walmart. There's gonna be a concentration camp. None of these, all these stores closed down. All right, things are gonna get real ugly out here, man. When all the stores have been looted, and then all the nothing else, no reason to go back in the store. What are people going to turn to next? Going to people's houses. And when that's over with, what are people going to turn to? Eating people. All right, like the scriptures tell us, verse 16, there should be sedition among men and invading one another, and they should not regard their kings nor their princes or course of their actions standing in their power. All right, nobody respects this current administration. Joe Biden, everywhere he goes, people are chanting at him, saying he's the worst president ever. That January 6th thing where they ran up and tried to attack the Capitol building. All right, that shows they don't regard the kings and princes, which are the presidents, politicians, and all of that, and governors. It shows they don't respect them, and they're about to go full force, and people are getting ready to rise up against this administration. All right, and when that happens, that's when the madmen are going to be put in the streets. All right, which are those martial law troops. And they should not regard their kings nor princes in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Verse 17, the man should desire to go into a city and should not be able, that's martial law, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men should be afraid. Here's the point, verse 19, and the man should have no pity upon his neighbor. All right, when they ain't got no job, when they lose their job, all right, they're trying to get a job, they can't get a job, all right, and all the stores and everything's been looted. What are they gonna come for next? They're gonna come for you next. Your neighbor. Your neighbor is gonna come for you, and you're gonna come for your neighbor, and vice versa. However, whichever way it goes first. Whoever's stomach is growling the loudest. All right. But shall destroy their houses with the sword, which is the gun, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right. So vice versa with that, people ain't they're freezing jobs. All right, they're not hiring people. All right, which means what? You got to go to a store to buy something. Nobody in America is really self-sufficient. Nobody really here grows anything. The majority of the masses of people here depend on the government to feed them. All right, so with people not hiring people in these jobs going under, all right, food shortages and all that, what are people going to turn to? They're going to turn to crime, turn to destroying one another, taking each other out, trying to take one another out because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, which is coming, man. All right, people can't work, people don't have money, people are going to turn to crime. All right, turn to crime to eat, and that's really scary. Criminals will steal for a TV or whatever, a pair of shoes or whatever. When people start stealing because there ain't no food to eat, that's when you really gonna see the ugliness come out of people, man. All right, and not to go too off topic, but yeah, this shows America's going down, man. They ain't hiring people. It's over, man. They finna start laying people off. They finna start throwing applications in the trash because they can't afford to hire them. All right, and then what's gonna happen? All these businesses are gonna close down, or people ain't gonna have no job. They're gonna start looting, and once all the stores are looted out, and people are gonna start robbing each other, going in each other's houses. And once all the food in people's houses are gonna be out, all right, like the scriptures say, they should eat their own flesh and drink their own blood. Meaning you're gonna eat your children or your kinfolks or your neighbors. All right, so things are about to get ugly, man. All right, real ugly here, man. Especially when a large number of people lose their job. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And peace and safety to you brothers out there pushing the truth and sincerity. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.